It's time once again to go racing.
The pressure is really on now. And it's pole position.
And it's pedal to the metal, go, go, go!
Hello everybody and welcome along to the finale of PSGL Season 29. After 14 rounds, this has come down to the very last race. It is F2 on the PlayStation. We have a championship decider on our hands. By the end of this evening, we will know which driver takes home the Drivers' Championship and which team takes home the Constructors. And we go to a circuit where championship deciders are very common. It is, of course, Interlagos for the Brazilian Grand Prix, and it's also known as the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Let's have a look at the track that the drivers are going to be racing on tonight. So, the circuit is 4.3 kilometers long, and it has 15 turns, 5 to the left, 10 to the right, 2 DRS zones here tonight, 1 at the start, finish straight, and 1 after turn 3 and the center S's. There's always drama. Brazil is a special track which I hope remains on the calendar because there's always a possibility that we may see some changeable conditions here tonight. My name is Jess, and as you can tell, I'm on my own tonight. I'm solo commentating as Owen is at work tonight, but I'm sure we're going to be in for a spectacle. Who remembers last season, back in season 28, believe it or not, where we saw a 6-way fight for the title, and it came down to the last race, and we saw Xander win it by 1 point. The gap between the top 2 is 5 points, and the gap between the top 3 is 3 points. So, let's cut to the chase and go through your championship standings. So, Gil is currently leading the way on 86 points. Second place is Fabi with 81 points, and second is Suko with 76 points. Those 3 are the only drivers mathematically in the hunt to win the driver's title. We got Daniel in 4th on 59, 5th is Baraka, 58, 6th Hadler, 55, then we got Brock on 54, Risa 51, Netsky 46, Kazidl 45, Jensen with that fantastic win last week in Baku. He is on 32 points, the first win for Haas as well, which I have to say is insane. CC Brain in 12 on 21, then we got Cohen on 20, Simmer on 17, Ash Best on 11. Ash Best is not here racing tonight because he's going to be racing in F1 for his final race before retirement. So, what an honour that he has to carry tonight. So, best of luck to him for that later, which you can tune in at 8 p.m. Louis is at 16th, 10 points. We got Recon, Santari, Real Murdoch stuck in traffic, bless him, so he can't be here tonight. And we got Valentin, the only driver that is yet to score a point. Will this be the night where he does it? I'm not going to say too much because I'm worried if I do, I just jinx myself. So, without further ado, let's head to the circuit then. So we've got quite a few people on our outlaps. Our main focus tonight is going to be on our championship contenders, and the PSGL Twitter account set up a poll early. If you haven't following us on Twitter already, you can follow us at PremierSimGL. They put out a tweet saying, who do you think will win the driver's title? Now, it's quite an overwhelming majority at the moment on the Twitter poll with 7 minutes, it actually closed 7 minutes ago, but anyway. So, Gil won that poll with 60.9%. Fabi was in second, 27.6%, and Suko, the outsider, 11.5 points. Speaking of the outsider, let's go on board with a hot lap with him because he will need a miracle to make sure the title goes to end zone tonight, but it is not impossible. You pass the Cida Delago in turn 4. Nicely done does him. Turn 5 is effectively a king to the left. You'll be in 7th gear rounding it, and then you're going to be heading around Ferradura. There's a long right-hander coming up through turn 6 and 7. Because of the speed you take, you can overtake quite a lot here. Turn 8 comes very quickly and can catch you out. Turn 9 is a long horseshoe left-hander, which seems simple, but its downhill nature makes it hard to avoid a lock-up, and it is easy to one ride through. Now, you're now going to be passing Murgo and Juntao. You'll be in 7th gear on exit, and you're going to be heading towards the final corner, carrying as much speed as you can. Suko is currently purple in sector 2. Can he beat his championship rival of Gil up top? Yes, he can with a 106.603. What about our other championship contender who's currently sitting 2nd in the driver's standings? Fabi, yet to score a win this season. May come back to bite him at the end of the season tonight, but he's got 5 points away between himself and the trophy. So if Gil has a horrific race tonight, or if Suko has a horrific race tonight, the trophy will go back to the MTC for Fabi. So Fabi is about to start his lap. We got a few more people about to cross the line. We got, I think, Suko's teammate, which is Elting tonight. He is back from one off. Great to have him here as he comes across the line 1:24. So that is not a representative lap time for him, but I'm sure he can improve. What about Gil's teammate? Now, the teammates tonight, just like we saw in real life yesterday, they're going to play a huge part in this championship because they can influence many things, as does a few other people as well, as Louis unfortunately invalidated on one of his runs. Now, Baraka was quite unlucky this season to not be in a championship fight because he would have been up there. But he didn't get a win either. He didn't score any points in round 14 in Baku. He was very unlucky. His best result was in Belgium, Monza, where he got 2 P2s. He was actually leading the championship at one point as he goes across the line in P6. Daniel in P3 as well. Daniel's been showing some good results as well. Hadler in P3. Hadler would have been in the championship fight last season if he didn't miss a race, but Hadler's been showing some strong form as well. Is Cohen on a lap? Nope, he is invalidated and he's got a damaged front wing. Tut, Cohen. So he's going to dive it into the pits. We've got quite a few people on a mixture of tyres at the moment just to get a feel for the track. So that strongly suggests there's not going to be a wet start to the race because why would they be on the mediums, Else? So Namesco or Namsco, how we say his name, is a reserve tonight for the AlphaTauri. He is going through turn 10. Actually, no, it's not turn 10. I need to actually check the track map. No, it's not turn 10. It was turn... Yeah, it was turn 10. I was right with turn 10. But as you head through turn 12 now, up the hill, let's see what you can do on the means. The best medium time so far is from Riza at 107.732. Can he go higher than that? Does the AlphaTauri drive? AlphaTauri performing quite well in Abu Dhabi yesterday in real life. So comes up to the line, P15. So about 2 seconds slower than Riza's medium time. Kazizel, a driver who led the championship quite a few times this season, again was very unlucky. Remember Silverstone, where he got an unfortunate disqualification for no reason at all. Quite a few DNFs as well. He had a strong start of the season. He got 3 podiums in the first 4 races, which I have to say is quite insane. But I don't think he scored higher than that. Could he end this season on a high? Again, he also takes the shortest run to the line. And it is going to be a P2 for him. A really good lap at 106.610. So now people are on their in-laps and about to go into the pit. It gives me a perfect opportunity to talk to you about the permutations for this F2 championship, which took me about an hour or 2 to write up because I had to work out what would happen if, like, say, Gil would finish this place, and there's also the fastest lap to take into account as well. So, you know, it was quite difficult. Gil's on his out lap now, so it gives us a great chance to talk about it. So, if Gil finishes second with fastest lap or higher, no matter where the other two finishes, Gil will win. So if Gil finishes second or higher with fastest lap, Gil will win the title. If Gil finishes second, Suka will be out of the picture. Gil would win on countback if Fabi wins the race with fastest lap, as Gil scored more second places if he finishes second. As Suko's, believe it or not, is on 2 lap olds off, currently sitting fastest, so he's showing that he's a man not to be messed with. If Gil finishes third with fastest lap, Fabi must win the race and get fastest lap to win the title. If Gil finishes third, Fabi must win the race. If Gil finishes fourth with fastest lap, Fabi must win the race as well. If Gil finishes fourth, Suka is eliminated. Fabi must win the race to win the title, as Gil would win on countback if Fabi finishes second with fastest lap. If Gil finishes fifth with fastest lap, this is quite a long permutation, just bear with. Suku must outscore Fabi and win the race with fastest lap. And it will be tied, but due to the fact that Suku has got more wins this season, he would win on countback if Gil and Suku tied. Fabi must finish second with fastest lap, or first without fastest lap to win the title. If Gil finishes fifth, Suku must outscore Fabi and win the race. Same with if Gil finishes sixth with fastest lap as well. Fabi must finish second or higher if Gil finishes fifth. And if Gil finishes sixth with fastest lap, Fabi must finish third. Gil up to the line. He's going to mount a challenge to his nearest rival of Suko. Can he get pole? No, he misses out by just over a tenth. And if Gil does not score, Suku must outscore Fabi and finish third place or higher. Suku would win on countback if it was tied. Fabi must finish sixth with fastest lap or higher to win the title. I'm not going to go through all the permutations. I'm only going to go through the stuff that's relevant. So obviously during the race, if they're in a certain position or if they crash out or something like that, it could influence the championship. Good to see quite a few of you in the chat as well. I've also put a poll up on YouTube as well. And I want to hear your thoughts on YouTube as to who you think would win the title here tonight. Don't forget, Gil won the season 26 title on a pad in the F1 tier, the top tier, before it was completely no assists. So Gil knows how to win a title. None of the others do, as someone had just had a bit of a spin, wasn't sure what quite was. No, it was Eltink who had a bit of a spin, and Louis has got a 5-place grid penalty. The collision with Valentin. Now, I believe Valentin has got one as well. As we see, Suko is on his out lap. Fabi not doing too well as well for his championship challenge, as he has invalidated his lap. So I'm guessing he is going to go again at some point. So at the moment, as it stands on the poll, Gil is currently leading 62% of people who think that he would win a title. Fabi on 26% and Suko on 12%. And will your predictions change by the end of it? Poll will close at the end of qualifying, by the way. And then I'll put another poll to hear your predictions in the middle of the race and see has it changed from your last prediction. Daniel came across the line in P4 there. So we've got Ferrari 3-4. 19 cars on the grid tonight. We've got Luca, who is filling in for Ash Beth tonight in the McLaren. He's down in 16th, but I'm sure that he would want something higher this season. Now, we got a few predictions in chat as well. Let me just have a look. Chad will think one of the underdogs will take it. Well, Chad, I think, is referring to Suko, who's currently in pole position. At the moment, with the way he's performing in qualifying, he looks like he's the favourite at the moment. So I need to actually get rid of this poll because I can't see all the chat messages. Frustrating that. There we go, it's right at the bottom now. So, Justin thinks the championship leader will crash out. Blaze thinks Gil would take the title tonight. Because obviously if Gil finishes second or higher, Gil would win the title. Georges also will think Gil would win as well. So quite a lot of people thinking Gil in the chat. And Suko, what a lap from him. Could we get into the 105s? I doubt that could happen. But anything could happen in Formula 1. Now, sometimes we set a lap early on, it may put the other drivers under pressure. Namesco has just come across the line to finish, he just finished his lap. So it will be the calm before the storm then, pretty soon. We got Luke who's on his out lap actually. Let's see what he does in his return to F2. Now, some of these guys also have a point to prove because season 30 will be coming next year. Date to be confirmed. And some of these drivers have not performed very well this season and could lose their spot in F2. But there's some drivers that want to be up in the top leagues. They want to be in the top tier. So this could be the race that decided it for them. If they have a good race today, that will show to the league directors that they deserve their shot in F1. So, Luca has unfortunately invalidated his lap time. Anyone else on the lap? Nope. Namesco is going into the pit lane. So I think the Luca could go out for one more attempt. I wonder if he saved a bit of battery. He has saved a bit of battery. Luckily, he's not harvesting. He's not run out or derated or anything. So he could go again as long as he doesn't go into the top 10. Or will he dive into the pits? Yes, he will dive into the pits. I forgot that you still have quite a bit of time to go in the qualifying session. So he goes in. Who's going to be the furthest to start lap? We have an Alpine of Eltink. There we go. Eltink, haven't seen much of him, but it's nice to see him back where he belongs in F2, his home. I remember commentating. I can't remember when I first commentated on him. I think it was season 27. He performed brilliantly. Season 28, we had glimpses of really good results as well. He could have been in the championship fight last season as well. But obviously, he's just there to help Gil tonight. And if the team game is played, it could work very well in Gil's favour. And I know Eltink and Gil are very good friends. So they're probably going to be in a party together. Fabi and Luca, maybe. Suko. No, Suko and Eltink will be in a party together. Excuse me. My bad. Getting my words out. But I'm sure most people would be in a party together as teammates collaborating with each other. So, Eltink going through the second sector now. We'll see what his second sector split is. As we're past turn 12. And yeah, he's backed off. So he's going to go out for one final run. He's got some clear air. Anyone else behind him on the lap? We do have an AlphaTauri, but CT Brain's just about to start one. What about Gil? I think Gil's about to start one too. Yes, he is. Alfa Romeo. Baraka is about to start a lap. Is a Mercedes about to cross the line? Yes, he is. And I believe he's backed off and he's going to go again. A few people actually backing off, actually. I don't think Louis backing off, though. If he performs well here tonight, this could really help Gil. So he's going to come across the line now. Full power he goes, almost at 200 miles per hour. P8 for him, so he's in the top 10. The two Ferrari boys now. Daniel, he's the first one up. He's run out of fuel, so this will be his final run. Can he get higher than fourth? He does improve, but not on position. Next across the line. I'm not used to covering the last few laps of qualifying. It's usually Owen that does that. Fabi could only manage 6th position What about his teammate of Luca who's about to start his outlap, I think? Yep, that is right. Then we've got Daniel, I believe. No, it's not Daniel. It could be Cazizzo. We've got Cohen as well, who's about to cross the line. He does not improve on his time, so he'll be going out again. Elting retires from the session. I wonder if he binned it somewhere or if he just retired into the pit. Yeah, I think he retired. No, I think he binned on pit exit. Ricky has also retired. So the climatic stuff of qualifying, as I always miss Suku's laps. Suku goes fast at the moment at 106.3. Then we got the Alfa Romeos. Baraka's up first. 120.2, he does not improve, but there's still time left to go in the session. Next across the line, I believe, no, it's not Gil, it is his teammate. That'll come across the line, but he dives it into the pits. Fabi, he's backing out of his lap, but he won't have time to go again, so he will only settle for P6. Cazizzo, who has had some good qualifying sessions this season. Can he get into the front row? Yes, he can at P2. So at the moment, it's a Shizou 1-2. Valentine then. The first of the Haas boys to cross the line. Can he get pole position for how many times this season? Only P6 for him. Jensen goes in into the pit lane. We have an AlphaTauri of Handler coming across the line next. And then we have a Mercedes of Dino, who's probably diving into the pits. Yep, that is right. Anyone else on a flyer? Gil could not improve. He stays in P5. Risa, can he improve on his time? He improves by 1.25 of a second. P9, so just in the top 10. Cohen, I think, will back out. Yes, he is backing out. So, it is Soko, the underdog, who is currently sitting in a pole position. So he's in the prime spot at the moment. Fastest lap points could come into play here today. And we saw it, I think we saw it last season or the season before in some tiers where the fastest lap did make a difference. As I think we're waiting for Cohen to retire in the pit lane, and then we could get this race underway for the final time. So as I get the permutations up again, so it's not a bit of a shock for me, and there we go. So, Soko on par with a 106.333, Cazizzo in second. Jensen third, another strong showing for him. Could he get his second win in a row? Luca in fourth, Gil fifth, Valentine in sixth, Daniel seventh, Fabi eighth. The lowest of our championship contenders, he would need higher than that to win the title. Rizzo in ninth, Cohen in 10th. And we got Louis, Baraka, CC Brain, Eltink, Azzy, Hadler, Dino, Ricky, and Namesco. So, that is your qualifying order. And can Soko do what Kimi Räikkönen did in 2007 and win the title from third place, maybe? Potentially. Could Gil do the impossible and win the race after starting 5th position, I believe? You never know with Formula 1. Anything can happen. Remember last season where we had a spectacular race around Brazil where the gap came down to only 1 point. Actually, if it's saved somewhere, if I can find it, I can actually get you those standings. So it came down to Asacombe that won the race. Soko finished second and Banner finished third. And it only came down to 1 point. So if Soko wins, Soko would have won the title that year. And he's got a point to prove. He said to me at the beginning of the season, I have 1 goal and 1 goal only, and that is to win the title. So he's going to be probably very disappointed if he doesn't. He probably wasn't expecting to get there. He was in the midfield at some points during the season, and with some strong showings in the last few races, he was definitely up there. So, can Suko prove himself tonight as we are about to get underway for some racing and start our formation lap? And you can't see it at the moment, but it is a dry session at this stage. Few memorable moments in the Brazilian Grand Prix. 2008 championship decided down to the last corner. Lewis Hamilton was the favourite, but Felipe Massa still had a chance if he won. He did win. There was torrential rain. Massa won and thought he'd done enough, but Hamilton snatched a last guard 5th position from Toyota's Timo Glock on the final corner, claiming his first world championship at the age of 23. 2012, Vettel won the title against the odds. Vettel spun on the first lap, collecting Bruno Senna's Williams and causing damage to the Red Bull. German was able to continue. Meanwhile, Alonso was in a podium position, which was exactly what he needed. Vettel's afternoon was far from done, and he began a comeback down through the order. Soon enough, Vettel was behind Alonso once again, and the rest is history. So, I know you want to see the tyres for today, so let's get them up. So, the top 10, obviously, if you're new to Formula 1, they will have to start on the tyres that they set their fastest lap on, which is the soft compounder tyres. Bottom half of the field, they got 3 tyre choice, and every single one of those drivers went for the medium compounder tyres. Softs can last 16 laps, mediums 20, hards 24. And the delta is quite huge between the softs and the mediums today. 1 second. Well, just over 1 second. And Pirelli are bringing the C3s, the C2s, and the C1s this evening. If Gil finishes second or higher, Gil will win the title tonight. If Gil finishes third or lower, then Gil would need something else to happen behind him, with Fabi and Suko not scoring well to win it. So, we saw a late safety car last season. We saw dramatic title fights in season 26 with Gil. We saw Is That Glock moment with Vasta Racer, remember, as well. That was quite epic. If I can find a clip of that, actually, from season 26 F1, I will find it. I should have clipped it earlier on today, but I completely forgot. So I'm going to close the poll now. And you think that Gil would win 60%. And I will do another poll later. But we are about to get underway, hopefully. Because Izzle may need to leave, actually, because he joined during the formation lap. So final results then. People think Gil would want to win 59%. Fabi, 25%. Suko, 14%. So if you just give us a second. And the Merc has glitched, actually. So it's not Kazizzle. So we are going to be having a lobby restart. What a way to keep the tension up with having a lobby restart. But anyway. So we are going to leave the session. So hopefully if I leave the session now, hopefully that will give everybody else a indication. Now I needed to leave before the host did, and I just did so. There we go. Do apologise about the delay, but what can you do with these lobbies like that? It's a bit of a shame that I had to go to the last race for it to be a lobby restart, unfortunately. But you will still get a championship finale, but it will be a bit delayed at the moment. So, don't worry, I have a few stuff to talk about whilst I wait for my invite, because there will be custom grids, and I do believe it will be clear weather, because that's what it was set to. So, first race of the season. Valtters was in the championship. He won the first race. Kazizzle finished third. Suko finished second. Second race. Lars won the race in France. Fabi finished second with... No, Fabi... Yeah, who finished third? Kazizzle finished third. Belgium. Valtters won the race. I think. Did he? Yes, he did. Baraka came second. Fabi finished third. Fourth race in France. No, it wasn't France. It was Zandvoort. Netsky won the race as reserve. Cornet finished second. And Kazidl finished third. Right, I need to join the lobby now. Just give me a second. Because otherwise I'll get a complaint saying, why are you not joining the lobby? And to be fair, respect to the drivers for making sure that they are getting to the lobby as quickly as they possibly can. Silverstone race. Valtters won. And we saw Hadler take second. I think it was his only podium, I believe. Nope, he got a podium in Baku. My bad. And it was Valtters that finished third. In Austria, we saw Cornet take the win. We saw Daniel take second. And we saw Risa take third. His first podium of the season after not scoring any points. In China, Cohen, with changeable conditions, won the race as a reserve back then, because he was reserved before he joined the Red Bull. So Cohen won the race then. We had Gilda finish second, and we had Baraka that finished third and got pole position as well. Portugal. We went to Portugal for the first time, and it was an amazing race, I have to say. We didn't know what the strategy was going to be in terms of where people would be, and if it was going to be soft medium or soft hard, and me and Owen were contemplating a little bit. Netsky won that race. We saw Cornet that finished second and Fabi that finished third. Canada. We saw Gil that won the race. His first win of the season, which put him back in the championship fight. Patsy, on his first race to PSGL, finished second. Fabi finished third. Japan, I wasn't here commentating. I was doing F1, but I know the results for that anyway. We saw Paxi that won the race, and he got fastest lap, and he got pole, so he got the hat trick right there. Gil finished second. And Risa finished third. Yeah, there we go. He went on to win the race in Mexico with Fabi that finished second and Gil third. In the USA, we saw Suko won that race. We saw Risa finish second and Gil third. And the last race in Baku, we saw who won that race again? Jensen won the race. Suko finished second and Hadler finished in third place. Now, a few rules for this lobby restart, because I think we got everybody in the lobby. Yes, we do. That's great news, because we were expecting 19 drivers, and we've got 19. So, obviously, top 10, they will have to start on the tyre they set their fastest lap on. I will need to double check. Let me look at the stewards' inquiries, stewards' communications, because it's not just for the drivers, it's for me as well. Does it say what happens if there's a lobby restart? Nope, there isn't. But I believe the bottom half will have to start on this whatever tyre they want to. But I think most people will keep the same on the mediums anyway. So a few things to say about the track limits tonight, because they are a bit strict with track limits. So extending track limits at turn 7's exit to turn 8's entry is prohibited. Drivers exceeding track limits on their best qualifying lap must back off, which is why we saw a few people back off earlier. Drivers not doing so will be given a 15-second time penalty after the race instead of a qualifying ban. Repeatedly abusing track limits during the race will result in a penalty. So there we go. Those are the track limits to watch out for tonight. And we had no stewards reports last week in Baku. So bravo to F2. I think F2 have generally been quite clean in terms of reports. There has been a few races where a lot of reports have been sent in, but for most races, hardly any reports have been sent in. So that just shows a big credit to all of our F2 drivers. Now, with the lobby restart happening, this gives a huge disadvantage to people outside the top 10 because a few people were aiming for 11th, 12th spot. But everybody is going to be... Everyone's going to be on fresh set of tyres. So they're all going to have fresh set of softs, and they're all going to have fresh set of the medium compounded tyres. So I would be screwed if I was 11th or 12th because I would be a bit worried there. But that makes it a little bit more open, and it gives, I think, the championship a little bit more of a bit of a spice. So we are about to get underway. I tried to blabble on as much as I could before the lobby started. Hopefully, you guys waited a little bit and hopefully was a bit patient. But there we go. So we're about to get underway then. 10 minutes later than intended, but there we go. Patience is a virtue, and I was patient, so there we go. So we will check to see if the top 10 are on the soft compounded tyres. The drivers will have to be on their setups as well. They will have to choose their setups. I sometimes with lobby restarts, I forget to choose my setup, and I just get so frustrated on the first 2 laps thinking, this feels weird, and then I realise I forgot to change my setup, so. But anyway. We got Valentine yet to score a point this season. We got the likes of Louis, who needs to climb their way up the field. Cohen as well, CC Brain. Quite a few people who I think could get a good result. And I've just been told as well that it is going to be dry. Because it was in the chat as well that it was going to be dry. So no rain. I kind of wish there was rain to spice things up, but no, obviously not. And there was some quite spicy action in the rain before as well. 2003, it produced one of the most unpredictable races in the recent memory. It handed Vizcarra the first of his 3 F1 wins in controversial circumstances. And there was also heavy crashes in the treacherous wet-to-dry conditions. Barrichello looked set to take a popular local race win before his engine failed. 7 laps later, the race was red flagged after Mark Webber, then Fernando Alonso hit the wall heavily on the final corner. Confusion reigned after the race. The initial decision to award Kimi Raikkonen the win was overturned after the result was examined by an FIA court in Paris 5 days later. So, here we go then. I think the formation lap has started. Yes, it has. People outside top 10, they had a choice to pick 3 tyres if they wanted to. Top 10 had to start on the softs. Are the top 10 behaving themselves? Yes, they are. So they won't be getting a cheeky disqualification or penalty. That's brilliant. So, we'll go through the tyres then once again. Louis on the mediums. Baraka on the mediums. CC Brain on the mediums. Eltink is on the softs. Azzy is on the mediums. Handler's on the mediums. Dino, I need to know how to say that name right, is on the mediums. Ricky is on the mediums. And Name Sco is on the soft compounded tyres. A quick reminder on the championship standings. Gil and Fabi are separated by 5 points. Gil and Suko separated by 10. Fabi and Suko separated by 5. It can go either way. The underdog, the driver who is currently the least likely to win the title, is currently sitting on pole. He needs to ideally get a podium or better to stand any chance of bringing the title to Endstone. But can the title go down to the final lap of this race? We will have to wait and see. 36 laps await our drivers, and like I said earlier, it's going to be either soft to mediums or mediums to soft here today. And as I said earlier, I will go through the permutations as we speak. And here we go. We are about to get underway. The 5 red lights are on for the final race of the F2 season, and it is lighted down. Away we go. Let's see who gets the better start. It is Suko as they go towards turn 1. Look at the Ferrari launching into turn 1 as well. Excellent stuff from Daniel, but it is Valentin that's dropped a little bit due to his ghost as he tries to take control as they all head towards the centre rest of the 2. Mercedes are scrapping for 15 and 16 plates. Absolutely incredible, but it seems like they all made it through unscathed, which is brilliant to see as they make their way past turn 4 and into the king of turn 5. Reza is having a battle with Valentin. He just got past him and up into 8th place at the moment. We got Baraka that's had a bit of a spin and made contact. He hit the wall and I think he's got rear ring damage because of it. And he's down into 19th position. KJ and Louis are having a battle as well as they make their way past turn 10 and heading towards turn 11. And Valentin is... I don't think Valentin can take control of his car, unfortunately. So, unless Valentin joins, he will be a driver that is yet to score a point and won't be scoring any points this season. Daniel, a 10th behind Luca. He's got brilliant straight line speed heading towards turn 1. He's going to take the inside line, clips that left-hand side curb. He could get the switch back towards the centre rest, but Luca was defending perfectly there. Baraka getting a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. His day has gone from bad to worse. But we're watching Daniel as he goes for a late lunge into turn 4. Can he make the move stick, or can they still go side by side into turn 5? Luca is not giving up the place, is he? But Daniel, superb control on his racecraft, and he is up into P5. Gil has made 1 position off the start. He's currently sitting in 4th position. And if Gil finishes 4th today, Soko would be eliminated and Fabi must win the race. Fabi's currently sitting in 9th. So as it stands, Gil would win the title. So Gil is in a perfect position. He can't afford to drop down as many positions as he can. He just can't. But DRS will be enabled at some point. We've got Mercedes has gone off, I think. Or was it Valentin? No, it was... I didn't see what that yellow flag was. Okay. The game not telling me anything, but DRS enabled. Who is close to DRS? Reza is close onto the back of Luca. So we'll see what he can do. He's got the overtake. He saved his overtake when he needs it most. Luca's got DRS as well. But surely this could be Reza's for the taking as he goes around as they make contact on the inside there. Not good at all, as I think... I'm glad Reza was ghosted there, because otherwise there would have been a few cars that would have made contact there. So Reza, who's had a few podiums this season, has made his way down into P17. Soko still leads, and he's keeping the gap between Kazizel. But Kazizel has got to find some way to get the move done. But the dirty air is just not the best around here. So, you know, anything can happen. As we've got yellow flag, it's Reza that's spun again. His tyres must be quite hot at the moment, so that's why he is struggling a little bit right now. So he's probably going to be limping it into the pits. Kazizel has got close enough to Suko because of the DRS, so surely that must mean heading into turn 3 and 4 that he could potentially go for the move now. DRS detection point is now. He's got to be very quick on the DRS activation, and he does. Suko does not have DRS. Could it be attack for Kazizel? No, it's not. Kazizel stays P2. We're watching the other battles unfold. We got Reza as DNF. That could change the outcome of this race. He retires in the pits. As Namesco gets past the AI car of Valentin. As Namesco goes off the circuit. Who remembers what happened when he went wide in turn 4? Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, need I say more? Dino and Louis going side by side as they head towards turn 8 and turn 9. Can they keep it steady? They got to be pretty much on the brakes quite considerably. Heading towards turn 10 and 11 now. Now heading towards turn 12. Up the hill they go. And we're getting some more yellow flags, but it's just Reza's AI at the moment. Kazizel's got a little bit closer to Suko. There are double red yellows at the moment, obviously due to reasons of AI, but we're starting to see fastest laps, left, right and centres. Fastest laps we're going to keep a closer eye on today. But we're just going to see what could it'll do. Nobody can't get past either. Jensen may play a small part in it as well. Don't forget, Jensen scored Haas their first win last week in Baku. I nearly said yesterday then, but obviously it did not happen yesterday. And Gil is also in the fight as well. If any of the top three make a mistake, it can invite Gil to the party. I think Gil won't mind staying in fourth position, knowing that he would stay in title contention. And what a bad way to end the season for Rizzo, actually, because he was very strong and hopefully he'll come back stronger next season in F2. Maybe he would put up a title challenge next season in season 30. You never know, and I can't wait to see it. Here we go then. Gil is the closest to launch an attack then with the DRS and overtake. He's got 59%. Kazizel trying to go side by side with Suka. Couldn't quite do it, but I think he could go and do it through these next sequence of corners. Kazizel just can't afford to be too further back at the moment. Soko trying to defend all he can. He's going wide for a reason. He does not want to let Kazizel pass. He knows that championship is on the line. And a Mercedes has spun off. That is Azir into turn 3 after the center S is there. Not good for him at all. Top 6 keeping relatively close. Fabi as well. Let's see actually who has gained the most position. So, Gil has gained 1. Daniel has gained 2. Fabi has gained 1. Elting has gained 6. Cohen has gained 1. CC Brain has gained 3. Dino has gained 5. Hal has gained 3. And Rike has gained 4. And Namsko has gained 1. Namsko, sorry. So, Kazizel attempts 2. You can get up to a few attempts worth of DRS then. He looks in his mirrors. He decides now is the best time to not go for a move. But can he go for a move now? Again. He decides not to. He stays behind. Some people are actually playing it safe right now as we got another retirement in the pits. That is Azzy, unfortunately. Such a shame that we're unable to see any progress for him during this race. As we got a few first 3-second time penalties of the session, CC Brain being one of them, as well as Cohen then. Now, in a few laps' time, if people are thinking about going onto the hard compounded tyres, they'll be thinking lap 10. Lap 15 and 16 will be the mediums, but there could be some drivers that pit earlier. I saw that someone managed to get their tyres up to... I was commentating on the race last night. They did about 30 laps on them. They were on 80% tyres. I was quite surprised they didn't get a puncher. That person went on to win the title. Kazizel finally goes for the move into turn 1 and he makes it stick. Brilliant stuff. But Soko has a lot of pressure and it's allowing Jensen to fight for this. Soko is going to try and go and fight for this as well. Could Soko lose 2 positions here in turn 4 because Gil is on the pressure as well to try and get past Jensen, but he can't because there is a safety car. There is a safety car. There is a lot of twists and turns here today in F2. My, oh my. So, I did talk about safety cars, didn't I? It's probably, I just jinxed it. So there was a few people that asked, what are the points going into this race? And luckily Mark, our F1 commentator, has put it in the chat. So Gil's on 86 points, Fabi on 81, Soko on 76. So as it stands, if Gil finishes 4th, where he is now, Fabi must win the race. Fabi is currently 7th. Will people take advantage and go into the pits? Kazizel is prepared to sacrifice himself and stay out. Maybe he wants to help out Soko. You don't know. Handler is also staying out, so is Ricky. Will anyone else opt to stay out? Namsko and Baraka maybe because they just pitted? So Soko comes out ahead and jumps quite a few people in the pits then. Actually, no, Soko was second, obviously, because Izzle did not make the stop. So we are going to look at tyres then. So what have they gone for? So Soko, Jensen, Gil and Daniel have gone for the mediums. Luca, has gone for the hards. So is Fabi, Cohen and Elting on the mediums. Now the mediums only meant to last 20 laps, but like I said, the races I've commentated and raced in shown that the mediums could go on for a bit longer than that. So they are prepared to take the risk and make these mediums last a bit more time. So how many more laps do we have left? We have 27 laps. So can these drivers make those mediums last 7 extra laps? Well, some of them do. But around about lap 31, 32, those medium tyres are going to lose their optimum pace. And watch out for the hard runners. Watch out for Luca. Watch out for Fabi as well. He can come into this. Valentin, I do not know why he's on the softs. But he's a ghost. Anyway, he's AI. So that... I completely understand why the AI has gone for that, because the AI is usually not that smart anyway. So, is it a risk for the top 3 to stay out? CC Brain is changing his front wing, I believe, so he's going on mediums. Oh yes, he started on mediums, didn't he? And now he's back on. So he did a 1 lap on the safety car on the hards, and then he went on to mediums. I think Namsko's doing the same thing. That is very smart. I did that in the race myself as well. I started on the mediums. I did hards in the safety car for 2 laps, and because I was near the back anyway, I had nothing to lose. So I was like, you know what? I would pit for safety car, pit for mediums, try and nurse it to the end, because I was around about lap 13, lap 14 when the safety car came out for my race. So, but... there was a safety car that came out so I could put on the sauce, but I did get front wing damage before that safety car anyway. So there's certain things that could happen. So it's going to be a bit of a while before we catch up to the safety car. A quick reminder on the standings for you then. Gil and Fabi have a 5-point gap coming into this race. Soko has a 10-point gap coming into this race. And now whilst the safety car is still out, I'm going to get my permutations spreadsheet up, which has the standings in real time. So when I put a result in, it will calculate how many points they would score due to some nice formulas I did. Quite nice. And I almost got the same document up, which is not good. So these softs are going to die out very quickly, but since they're reduced pace, maybe because Izzle can get off the line quickly. Baraka was on the softs for 2 laps, and he's gone for the exact opposite then. So I believe he started on mediums, went on the softs, and then going on hards? Or mediums? No, he's going for mediums too. So, where is Gil at the moment? Gil's dropped to 6th, so what's happened to him? Oh yes, because obviously the top 3 have not pitted yet. Duh. So Gil at the moment is 6th, Soko 4th, and Fabi 11th. So, and who's got fastest lap so far? Let me have a look. Fastest lap would go to Elting. So, it wouldn't make any difference. Fabi would lose 5 points over Gil. Soko would gain 3 points over Gil, but that wouldn't be enough. So, Soko would need to gain a few more positions, but bearing in mind there's some drivers yet to pit, so it could change all of that. But those are your permutations at the moment. And I have to agree with Mark, you know, it's one of the lowest around this track in F1 2021. And it's quite low in general compared to other games, actually. Remember in Canada, we thought, me and Owen, we thought, oh yeah, it's going to be a 2-stop, easy. Turned out they did a soft to medium 1-stop, no problem. So, safety car has come in. Let's see what Izzle could do. He's got a brilliant launch. Haller was caught napping, but don't forget Haller's on the mediums. Ricky is going to try and get a move around the outside. Soko's going to launch an attack as well, but he didn't get the best of restarts either. But Jensen has. Goes round the outside into turn 1. Turn 2 and 3 into the centre as his Jensen is catching. He knows that the championship is at stake for Suku and Gil, and it is in between both of them. He is in a championship rival sandwich at the moment. So Jensen cannot buckle under pressure. He doesn't care that these two are in a championship fight. He wants to make sure he gains positions themselves. And Cadillo has already pulled a 9/10 gap, so maybe starting on the sauce could be good for him. Here comes Elting around the left-hand side of Luca then. Into, what turn is it? Let me get the turn number. Give me a minute. It was turn 9. So Elting up into 9th place, but Luca is on a brilliant attack at the moment. DRS won't be activated until lap 14. And we will see the full effect very, very soon. Cohen then, on the back of Daniel. His top line speed is looking absolutely fantastic, but he's got some time penalties to deal with. He almost went for the lunge on the inside as he hits Daniel. Hopefully no damage is done there, but that could have ended up very worse. Luckily, Daniel saw Cohen coming. And luckily, I think Cohen got a bit of damage there, actually. That's why he's dropped positions. Let me have a look. Has he got side pod damage as well? Has he backed off? He's down in 17th. Or has he lost a bit of his end plate? I don't know. So that's allowed Elting to catch up. That's allowed... Luke has dropped a few positions, actually. Or, actually, no, he was fighting Elting. And Luca just got a 3-second time penalty for cutting one of the curbs there. Gap between Kazidl and Hadler is now 1 second. Kazidl and Hadler will be thinking about pitting very, very soon. Kazidl will be going onto the onto the medium compounder tyres. Usually, if there was no safety car, they would pit around about lap 16 for the mediums, lap 20 for the softs, if they were doing a medium to soft strategy. DRS enabled then. So can Ricky catch up to his teammate? Can Jensen catch up to Suko? More importantly, can Gil catch up to Jensen? These questions will be asked very, very soon. Cohen has got a 5-second penalty. Hopefully he can continue in this race, which I do believe he does, which is great. Gil not quite close enough this lap, but I think he will be close enough this lap. Obviously, we heard the news a couple of weeks ago about the sad passing of Sir Frank Williams. Gil would want to win the title for Sir Frank Williams, who has done a fabulous job with helping the Williams team so much. So it would mean a lot to Williams and a lot to Gil as well. And there's one thing I forgot to mention as well out of all of this. The constructors hasn't been decided either, and that is between Aston Martin and Mercedes, and it's between Aston Martin, Mercedes, Alfa Romeo, Ferrari and Williams. Aston Martin currently in the way on 124. Looking good for them so far. So it looks like we could see a driver not do the double here, and we could see some drivers not here tonight. And obviously Mercedes not scoring well at the moment. Mercedes not in the points, they could drop down. Alfa Romeo not scoring either, as Louis has binned it, turn 3. And we're seeing two of the McLarens fighting side by side. This could be championship costly, you know, this all goes wrong. Fabi gets the move done into turn 4 and he's up into 9th place. So he's in the points at the moment and he's doing very well on these hards. He seems quite comfortable and he's still catching up to the likes of Daniel, Elting and Gil. The hards are only 5/10 slower than the mediums, so not much of a difference. And this is one of those tracks where the hards are a nice race tyre. There's some tracks on this game where the hard does feel awful to drive, but this is definitely not one of them. You may think differently. But you never know. So, we're approaching almost half distance in a few laps' time. Soka eventually gets past in traffic and he's up into 3rd place. He's now got to try and get past Hadler and Kazidl, who yet to stop either. Luca has got past CC Brain. Well, CC Brain tried to get past Luca, actually. And he's got ERS, and he's about 20% for him. Could this be the late lunge he's looking for? CC Brain round the outside into turn 4. Luca going for a cheeky switchback potentially. Dino in this as well. Dino could get some points here, and Dino's on for a huge advantage because Dino has no penalties whatsoever. And that could also play a massive factor going into this race. And we're watching the ERS actually, the ERS levels on Dino, 57%. Luca is on 40, CC Bray is on 43, so Dino could be the one that gains in that situation. So Suko, next target is Hadler as Kazizal dived into the pits at the latest opportunity. And a lap 16, those means can comfortably get to the end. But he's lost a lot of time because obviously the pit lane loss in a safety car is about 5-10 seconds shorter. So Kazizal is going to be in around about 16th place because obviously Cohen had to pit as well with damage. So Suko not this lap, but I think next lap into turn 1 he'll get the move. Dino finally gets past Luca into turn 4. We're seeing a lot of creative moves heading towards turn 4. And it's a brilliant one as well, where they just could go side by side. I remember on F1 2019, I was in a battle with someone for about 10 or 11 laps, and we were just going side by side for most of the race. It's absolutely incredible. I love racing around Brazil, and I'm sure these drivers love racing around Brazil as well. Don't forget, this circuit was built in 1940. It didn't begin hosting a regular round of the Formula 1 World Championship until 1973, and it's hosted great races since then. Could we see a classic here today? Gil is going to try and get past people that have not stopped, but we got Eltic in this as well. Could this be too wide here? Into turn 1 on the inside. Quite comfortably goes Mr. Elting. Thank you very much, he says, up into P5. He's got a penalty though to worry about. But Elting is faster than Gil, I can tell, on these medium compounded tyres. But Gil wants to defend for his life. Gil cannot afford to lose that many positions. At the moment, Suko is your net race leader of this race. And I'm just trying to look at the permutation to see what that would do if Gil would lose a position. Where did I write the championship permutations on my notes again? Trying to find it. There we go. So if Gil finishes 5th, Suko must win the race. So danger territory if you're Gil. So, and don't forget Elting's in the Alpine. So this could influence a lot. Hopefully Elting and Suko maybe have a Jeff, maybe Gil has a Jeff as well, where they've been kept up to date with the championship permutations. Elting's a little bit too further back, because if Gil finishes 4th for the moment, he would win the title, because obviously Fabi's a little bit too further back, and obviously Fabi must win. Speaking of Fabi, he's dropped down another position, not the race for him so far, and that is the race where he could lose the title. So, CC Brain down into 8th position. Up into 8th position, sorry. Fabi is down into 9th. Still a long way to go in this race. Still, anything can happen. As we're approaching lap 20. Gil is starting to pick up the pace now, so I wonder if he was saving tyres because he knows the tyres could not get to the end. This is where we're starting to see the pure pace. We had a bit of pressure from Elting, but I think Gil realises that Elting has a penalty, so he's been using it as extra motivation to really start pushing. Has your predictions in the chat changed since the start of the stream? We'll have a look then. Suko, not close enough to get past Hadler. Jensen, not close enough. Gil, not close enough. Who will blink first? Daniel blinks first. He gets past Ricky, who's yet to pit. So at some point, Daniel's got to be in this train as well, which is what he wants. Is anyone budging into turn 4? Nobody's budging. And in about a lap or two's time, Hadler will probably be thinking about boxing. We could see Hadler as a benchmark, ladies and gentlemen, on how long these mediums last. If Hadler pits now, That could be a threat to everybody else. We're thinking, hang on, maybe those mediums could not get to the end. Maybe Hadler is going for the alternate strategy. There could be another late safety car that could leave everything to chance right now. Don't forget, there's still 3 people in the championship fight. WR Gill, who's leading the way at the moment. Fabi's in second before this race, and Suko in third. Haller, as predicted, is in the pits, and he's onto the soft tyres. Suko's in the lead, but for how much longer? Jensen to the outside. Suko to the inside. Jensen nailed the move perfectly and is your race leader. He's looking to make it a second race win in a row. Don't forget, he won in Baku in a track where he loves and calls it his own. He called himself the king of Baku. But is Jensen about to call himself the king of Brazil? Well, he's pulling away from Suko a little bit. That's good news for him. Gill is on charging to get ahead of his championship rival. But as it stands anyway, it doesn't matter because Gill would win the title regardless. But at least he will be having a little bit of fun to get there. His championship rival of Suko is not making it look easy. Suko could be the championship runner-up for a second season in succession. As Cohen has got a 3-second time penalty. And did he spin? Yes, he did. Turn 4 and front wing damage once again. His race has just not gone his way, has he? He is not happy with his result as Ricky goes into the pits. 5-second time penalty. I don't think he was meant to speed into the pit lane, but he's going to be going onto some fresh, soft, compounded tyres, which will get to the end of this race. So Jensen just about holding on to Suko up in front as it stands. Gill's third at the moment. Fabi must win the race to win the title. Fabi's nowhere near Gill at the moment, so... Oh! Jensen! Jensen's binned it! Jensen's binned it! Oh no, where was that? That was the middle of turn 9. He was so well, he was leading the race. And this could change everything, but we do know that Gill wants to get the win on track so he can win the championship in style. Here comes Gill to the inside. Both of them cannot afford to make any mistakes. This is like Max Verstappen versus Lewis Hamilton, but it is Suko versus Gill as they head towards turn 3 into turn 4. Suko covers off the left-hand side. Gill might try and go to the right, but he's not. Suko covers off once again. Elting is in there as well. He's also looking to get past Gill. Elting has also been saving pace. Elting's pace is incredible. By the way, if you're liking the action today, make sure you click the subscribe button. Turn that red button into a grey button, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the notification bell so you know when to check out the streams next for season 30. Don't forget, Elting will drop down the order due to the fact that obviously he's got penalties. How many penalties has he got? Let me have a look. 3 seconds. So he's only got 3 seconds. CC Brainer, I have to say, fair play to him. That safety car has helped him. He's up to 5th, and what a season it would be if he finishes 5th. He would definitely end on a high there. But he can't afford to get any more penalties. He's got a high hope that the drivers behind will get penalties. Dino's up to 7th. Baraka's up to 8th. So many twists at the moment. And don't forget, the difference between the softs and the mediums are a second. So we could see Haller catching up as well. Anything can happen. Cummins out of the race. Names goes out of the race as well. So we're already down to 15 runners. There's still 3 people in this title fight. And Ricky has got front wing damage, so he's going to be going into the pits. It's going to be a battle of the Titans then. Daniel, 3 attempts separated between himself and Eltic. I don't think he'll have to fight because he knows that Eltic has got penalties, but I wonder if Daniel's on 2 warnings at the moment, so he can't afford to get one. He hasn't been using much ERS this race, but I think he's only been saving it when he needs it, which is now. He was using his overtake for a brief moment, but he knew that he couldn't get past. Daniel, 3 attempts is the gap, almost 4 attempts. Eltic, 3 attempts between himself and Gil. But Gil has the DRS, so that cancels each other out just a little bit. We literally don't know where it's going to go, but as it stands, Gil would win the title. So, let me just get the order at the moment. So, Gil would finish second as it stands. Suko would win. And Fabi would finish 6th. So, it would be a 6-point gap between Gil and Suko. 12-point gap between Fabi and Gil. So Gil would win the championship, Suko would finish second in the championship, and Fabi will finish third as it stands. But we do know things could all change like that. So, you know, we saw that happen last season, where we saw things can change. So, you know, we could see a dramatic end to the race. We'll see, but it's looking like it's all going to be going Gil's way at the moment. As he clips that curb, Eltink's 5th attempt to try and get past Gil in this race. He knows he needs to. He's showing he definitely has the pace to match up to Gil and Suko. This could be an early lunge into turn 6 if he gets it right. He does not. Some people like to go for late lunges sometime. I had a person diving up my inside on, I think it was turn 9, I think it was, in the race on Friday. Or was it Saturday? I had 2 Brazil races, but I can't remember which one where someone went for a crazy move. It was Saturday, yes, it was Saturday. It wasn't Friday, because Friday I was nowhere. But anyway, heading towards lap 27. Thank you to everybody that has been watching the stream so far. And I'm starting to watch Eltic's ERS, and it's quite low. 1%, I think he's running out. So I think it's advantage Gil, because Gil is on 54%, Suko's on 94%, so he could use all of it and defend. Eltic's lost a bit of grip. Daniel then, are we starting to see the mediums lose his grip? Fabi's up to 6th now, and he's catching up to these guys. He is in this train as well. I had a feeling around about this time it could happen. Fabi could still have a shot at winning the title. This is not over for Fabi, because don't forget there are time penalties as well. As if this race could get any crazier. Incredible scenes here at PSGL PSF2. I wish Owen was here with me. He was gutted. He even said to me he was gutted he was going to miss this race tonight, but honestly, hopefully we'll get a crazy championship finale next season to make up for it in F2. So Daniel on the back of Eltink then, once more. And I think he has a DRS, which he does, because the green bar tells us at the moment, yellow flag. That is Louis, I believe. As Haller gets past Jensen on those fresh softs, he is climbing. He is climbing through the field right now, up into 10th position. He's doing a stellar job and could get 9th as well in a couple of laps. He knows that the mediums and hards will start to die very soon. Fabi could be on the back of CC Brain. It could be at a delta where the hards are faster now due to the tyre degradation. Even though the tyre degradation, I'm rubbish at names, would be low. And by the way, the F1 stream is still going on at the moment, but don't tune into the F1 stream yet. They've already had both their titles decided. We've still got our driver and constructor to decide, so make sure you stay here, watch this race. You could go to the F1 stream after this race as a compromise. And then you get to watch both races, simple as that. So, That's 29 then. Not that long to go until the end of the race, and it's around about 7 or 8 laps. And we will know who would be the PSGL PSF2 champion. Will it be Gil? Will it be Suka? Or will it be Fabi? Fabi is not out of this yet, even though he's currently sitting in P6. But don't forget, he's on the more durable tyre. His tyres will last a bit longer than the mediums, and they won't puncture too much. But Fabi has got to start looking for moves. He's got to go for moves right now. If he sees people going wide, he has to take advantage of it. If he sees people struggling for grip, he's got to go for it. He's got to capitalise on it. Who's lost it? It was Valentin, I think. As Luke has lost it as well and spun. We've seen quite a few people actually spin there tonight. I think me included when I did some practice around here. Here we go then. Fabi's first attack. I think we're starting to see the Haas really come into their own here around Interlagos. Turn 1, inside. He went for it, but he was thinking no, it would have ended in tears otherwise, and he would have ended his championship hopes, and he was playing it very, very smart at the moment. Baraka has got a 3-second time penalty, but let's not worry about Baraka at the moment. We're going to worry about the top 6 because these drivers have a huge influence. Don't forget, as it stands, because Gil is in second, no matter what everyone does, Gil would win the title. Louis, 107.6, fastest lap. We'll keep an eye on the fastest lap at the moment as well, because that could change everything. But at the moment, it belongs to Louis. The gaps are not big enough for people in the top 6 to go for softs, so their chance of fastest lap is gone. But we will see who's faster. Elting. Here he comes then, into turn 1. This could be championship deciding. He goes for a late lunge and he makes it stick. I have to say, great job by Elting at the moment. And looks like Daniel's going to go for the same move as well. I wonder if Gil is struggling on these medium tyres. It could be championship over. But at the moment, he's still in championship contention, so it is not over. Gil is third. Fabi must win the race. Fabi's currently sitting in 6th. So at the moment, Gil will still win the title, no matter what happens to Suko. Even though Suko is doing all he can. Fabi is trying to do all he can. He's trying to fend off CC Brain hard but fair racing as they head towards turn 9 and heading towards turn 10. I have to say, fair play to Fabi and CC Brain for keeping it clean there. But Fabi's up to 5th. His next target is Gil. No, Daniel and then Gil. He's on the attack. He wants to win this race. That is the only way he could win the title, is win this race. At the moment, he can see people's mediums are starting to die. He knows that the championship is in sight. Here comes Fabi going to the inside. Doesn't quite make it work. Switch back he goes. Can he do it? No, he can't. Daniel is holding his own out there at the moment. But most importantly, Fabi has DRS. CC Brain has DRS. CC Brain's going to come at Fabi again. They make a bit of contact. CC Brain goes off the track there. Could this be sent to the stewards? We do not know, but Fabi's on a charge. He knows that he's got a championship fight to happen at the moment. And my oh my, this is absolutely epic. And thank you to those of you who have stayed watching this championship finale as it's about to reach its climax. Fabi 2 tenths behind Daniel. I just pray for none of the top 4 to get a puncher. That will just be huge. I don't want the championship to be decided on punchers. Gil has been under pressure from Elting all race. Daniel has got past Elting as well. Elting is struggling and he's made a bit of contact with both Daniel and Fabi. This is good news for Gil. Gil is up into 2nd place. He's a second behind Soko at the moment and he wants to get that race win. But Gil's got to understand that the race win it doesn't matter at this stage. As long as he finishes third or higher, Gil would win the title. So maybe he would play it safe a little bit and make sure he defends from the guys behind and not really go for the attack. As Louis out of the race. Louis is out of the race. He's retired in the pits, I think. Yes, he has retired in the pits, so there is no safety car. We only had one safety car this race. And we're not going to have a late one like last season, but this makes me doing maths a hell of a lot easier. And I got a C at GCSE, by the way, so I wasn't good at maths. I was predicted to be and got a C. I was gutted, okay? But anyway, Daniel is up for third place at the moment. Here comes Fabi then. Fabi is doing all he can. He's got past Daniel. He's up to third. Fabi has never won a race this season, and that is what he needs to do to win this championship. Gil, at it stands, will win the title because he's in second. Louis AI did not help Fabi there, but it does not matter at this stage. He's closing in. The delta is surely in Fabi's favour right now. Daniel is under pressure from the high runners of Dino. Dino's up into fourth place, I have to say. Dino is my driver of the day so far, because he had luck by spinning earlier, but he went on the strategy where he knows that the hards will last longer than the mediums and won't puncture as much. So if Dino gets a fourth place or even a podium, that will be incredible. So Fabi has got to get past two cars. The top three on the road are the top three in the championship, but in a different order, of course. Fabi's a little bit too further back to make anything of it at the moment. So this could be good news for Gil, but Fabi is closed in into turn one. Oh, this is great. This is great. I think it could be too little too late for Fabi. Gil knows that he's got to defend for his life. You can see Gil is struggling on traction at the moment. Suku, maybe not as much because he's in front and he's got clear air and he doesn't have as much dirty out at the moment, as we got a yellow flag off Kazizzle, who's binned it, unfortunately. Here comes Fabi. This is crucial. What a send for Fabi. This could be championship deciding. Fabi has got to get past Suko, but it won't mean anything at the moment because Gil will need to drop down to, wait a minute, fourth position unless Fabi gets fastest lap. So if Gil finishes third, Fabi must win the race. Okay. So Gil finishes third, Fabi must win the race. He's one position more to win this race, and he could do it very soon. It's going down to the wire, people. It is going down to the wire, and oh my god, this is getting very tense. It reminds me of last night, well, yesterday afternoon with Abu Dhabi. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil too much. CC Brain gets past Daniel on those hard tyres. If Fabi does a similar move to what we saw Gil do earlier, then it could be godsend. Here he comes then. He's got the final sets to go. Oh, Suku's made a mistake. Is that Glot moment has really happened? Fabi, oh my word, what have we just witnessed? Fabi, who wasn't favourite going into this race after qualifying, could be on to win his first race this season. Gil has dropped down into fourth place. This is not what Gil wanted. My oh my, we saw the race go down to the wire last season and we saw it go around this season. Fabi started low down. He knew he had to win the race to win the title. Fabi finished the season on 97 points to Gil's 94, which means Fabi is your PSGL Season 29 F2 champion. Wow. You couldn't catch tension with a knife there. That was crazy. Absolutely crazy. Fabi has never won a race before. He's got second and third places. Let me just see what. So he got a P2 in France, P3 in Belgium. He got a P3 in Portugal and Canada. He got a P2 in Mexico, but he did it where he needed it most. Congratulations, Fabi, you're the man. And I know Fabi would want an interview after that because he loves interviews. So there we go. What did you think of that, guys? Almost pretty much over half of you thought Gil would win the title. But due to the tyres starting to die on the mediums, and I did say watch out for Fabi. He was on the hard tyres, and that really helped him at the moment. Dino gets your driver of the day, and I have to say, apart from Fabi, fair play to Dino. Dino did incredible. He's got third place, and I believe that would help the constructors, but I'm not going to do the constructors math because I will be here all day at the moment. But that was crazy. That was crazy. Oh, I'm so gutted that Owen missed this. My oh my, but I'm gonna clip it. I'm definitely gonna clip the final lap. Jesus Christ. But anyway, your champion has won the final race of the season from 8th to 1st. To be fair, I didn't think he would do it. So Fabi proved me wrong there. Suko, P2, Dino P3, Gil P4, Daniel P5, Hadler P6, CC Bray with a good result in 7th, Jensen P8, Kazidal 9th, Luca in 10th. Then we got Baraka, Ricky, Valentine, Eltink. They're your finishers, and your retirements are Louis, Namsko, Cohen, Azzy, and Riza. And fair play to people for making the mediums last to the end there. And I have to say, what a way to win your first title. And I'm almost certain that Fabi's going to end up in F1 next season. I'm almost certain that Gil and Suka would as well. I'm going to go onto the Discord and I'm going to see if we could speak to our champion. Hopefully we can anyway. Wow. I'm just speechless right now. I'm just speechless that I commentated over that. That was crazy. Absolutely insane. Right, hold on a second. Let me just see if I can get Fabi in the commentary box. So I've asked if Fabi would want to come for an interview. So we'll just give it a moment. But what a season, full of trials, tribulations as well. We didn't think we would get started straight away, obviously due to the lobby restart, but wow, the race just we definitely waited for that as well. So I didn't see who got fastest lap, but I don't care. Anyway, so Fabi wins the title on 97 points. Gil would be second on 94. Suku third on 88 points. That's how it ends up with the top three. Fabi's in the rating room. Okay. Let's get the interview slide up. I wish we had a graphic. Do we have a graphic? No, we don't. Okay. I don't think CC Break could whop up one in such short notice anyway, because we probably weren't expecting Fabi to win the title. So, we're going to drag him in. And if you have any questions for Fabi, by the way, let us know in chat. We will try our best to answer them. But anyway, here we go then. Fabi is in the commentary booth. Fabi, you haven't won a race all season, but you did it when it counted, and you just won the F2 title. What are your first thoughts? What was your reaction? I think he's speechless there, unless I can't hear him. Fabi, can you hear me?
Oh, sorry.
I'll ask that question again. What are your thoughts that you just won the F2 championship?
I can't believe it. Worst starting position. I'm shaking right now.
Well, sorry, carry on.
I think the whole race, with starting from P8, staying in the DRS train, safety car double, pit stop with Luca, lost 3 positions in the pit stops, and I was just praying and hoping that the mediums are not going to the end. This was insane.
What made you decide in the safety car to go for the hards? Because you know the hards were the more durable tyre than the mediums. Was that why you stuck to your guns? Were you a bit wide when you saw people go on the mediums, or did it give you more confidence that you could still do it?
I knew that the mediums could be over 80% maybe at the end of the race, and my first thought was, of course, the hard tires, and yeah, it works out.
Yeah, it definitely did work out as well, because obviously you had a poor qualifying. I have to admit, I didn't think you would win. To be fair, going into the race, I thought it would be either Gilles or Suku's to win, but it just shows anything can happen in F2, and it usually does as well. So we do have a few questions in the chat, and I think two people have asked a similar question. How were you feeling going into the final 3 laps, knowing that your 2 championship rivals were in front of you and you were on the more durable tyre?
I knew I had to send it in sector 2 because I was so slow on the straights, and thankfully Jill and Soku raced really fair. I think I overtook them also fair. I hope so. And
yeah, you overtook very nicely, actually. What a move, especially. Both moves were incredible.
After I overtook Soku, I think my legs were shaking like I can't describe it.
Yeah, you just lost for words, weren't you, as well? I'd like to see if you clipped your reaction, but if you didn't, it doesn't matter. But what were your, apart from tonight, 'cause obviously you got your first win this season, finally, and I got to commentate on it. You see, I had to be in the box for that, and Owen wasn't there, so hopefully he's there next season when you get another win. Just saying, if you're in F2, of course, which probably may not happen, because you'll be in F1 next season, probably. But going into next season, what are your goals for next season? Because you won the F2 championship. What are your next steps?
I hope Connor puts me in F1. This is the first thing, and if I hope I can do consistent results, and hope I can also always fight for good points, and yeah. It's good.
It is good. I'll let you go and celebrate, because I don't think any of the people in the chat have any more questions. So congratulations, Fabi. Enjoy the champagne as well, and enjoy the celebrations that go with it. Congratulations to Fabi, our season 29 F2 champion. Well done.
Thank you.
Right then, so that is it then for the F2 championship, and what a way to end it. We thought last season was crazy enough, but today's race definitely delivered. We were on the edge of our seats for the final 6 laps, not knowing what was going to happen, and we hope you guys enjoyed it as well. So we are going to wrap it up, so I'm going to lead the Discord as well. There we go, so people don't get confused. So I've got a few thank yous to make as well. Thank you to obviously our league admins for F2 who have done an incredible job this season. That is CC Brain and Ash Best. Even though Ash Best is racing in F1 at the moment, Ash Best has done quite a lot for F2 as well as CC Brain. So thank you to the both of you who have sorted out the standings, made sure people turned up every week, and without you guys, F2 wouldn't be as great as it is. We've almost had a full lobby almost every single week, so it's just testament to how great this F2 tier really is. You can tell I love F2. Don't you? But anyway, also obviously thanks to the drivers for putting on great shows every week. I have to say, there has never been a dull race. It's been crazy, I have to say, and it's just been incredible. Obviously, thank you to my co-commentator Owen, who can't be here tonight, obviously, but he was there for pretty much the whole season. Missed one race earlier on in the season and one race tonight, but for legitimate reasons, don't you worry. And he's been fantastic as always. Obviously, we did last season together as well, had a bit of fun, and we had a lot of fun this season as well. And who knows, we'll probably be back together next season as well, hopefully, fingers crossed. Most likely in F2 again, because, you know, it was a lot of fun. So thank you to Owen if you're watching this. I had a lot of fun commentating with you again this season, and looking forward to next season as well with you as well. Shame you had to miss that epic finale, but we will make it up to you next season. Just trust me. Also, thank you. Who else do I have to thank? Obviously, thanks to the stewards. You know who you are. I'm not going to say who the stewards are because I don't know who the stewards are personally. So thank you to the stewards for sorting out the instance every week, especially some of the other tiers. There's quite a lot to sort out. So thank you to that, and also sorting out our instance in F2 as well. So that is much appreciated. And the intros that you saw with the intro and the outro and the trailer, that was all Alimonda. Mark, who's our F1 commentator, and I have to say, Mark puts in so much time and effort into creating these. A few days after the game was released, or even the day of the game, he started prepping for the season 29 trailer and intro. That is how committed he was, and I have to agree, the intros were incredible, and I don't know how he did it with those footage. It's amazing, and he's obviously doing it for next season as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the intros and trailers are going to be for next season. So thank you, Alimonda, as well, and make sure you show your support to Alimonda on the F1 stream in just a second. He's going to be commentating for his last time in a while as well, so make sure you show your support as well. And obviously thank you to Connor as well. I could not say my thank yous without thanking Connor. I mean, obviously Connor gave me the opportunity again to commentate on F2. It's been a pleasure. It's been a lot of fun, and obviously Connor put my trust in me to obviously commentate on F2 and obviously manage the other commentators as well. So without him, I wouldn't be here. So thank you, Connor. And obviously thanks to all of you guys for watching, because without you, we wouldn't have as many viewers every week. We had about 70 peak viewers tonight for the F2 Championship finale, which I have to say is incredible. And finally, thank you to CC Brain. The graphics you're seeing on stream, which is including the calendar, the thumbnails, the holding screens, that's all CC Brain, and the overlay as well. So thank you very much to CC Brain, an absolute god with the graphics. I have to say, one of the best graphics persons of all time in league racing, I have to say. He spends a lot of time and effort just like Mark does. So thank you, CC Brain, for all of that. I had to mention you that as well. It was incredible, so thank you very much. And whilst I'm here as well, because I'm head of commentary at PSGL, thank you to all the commentators who commentated this season, whether you've been doing it on PC or PlayStation. I have to say, the standard of commentary this season has been so high, and we couldn't have done it without you guys. We have got pretty much all the tiers streamed on PlayStation. Even though we had to miss a few some of the weeks, we got it streamed most weeks. And the top 3 tiers on PC is just unmanageable as well, and it's just crazy. And thank you all your hard work to all the commentators. It's been a pleasure to work with you. I can't wait to work with you guys in season 30 as well. Hopefully we will be looking for more commentators on PC and PlayStation, so if you are interested and want to commentate for season 30, please give me a DM on Discord or Twitter. My Twitter is @JessGames95, and you can find me on Discord. I'm usually floating about Discord pretty much every day, so you will find me on the Discord server. Just message me, send footage of your previous commentary, and if I like you, I will accept you into the commentary team for next season. So I've done all my thank yous out of the way. I'm not going to let you miss the F1 race, because we got Luke Etheridge that is missing tonight. See, he has to work tonight, sadly, as well. But we got Mr. James Head, who commentates for the Esports Cup. He's commentating tonight alongside Mark Alimonda. Make sure you share the love and support for the final race of the season on PSGL Season 29. We've also got F6 and F5 on as well, so make sure you check those streams out too. I will put I think this is the right stream, but I will put the F1 link in the chat. Go, support the final stream, the final top tier stream of the season, because I know I'm definitely going to be watching it. But for myself, JessGames95, and for Morin that's joined alongside me for pretty much the whole season, thank you very much. We will see you next year for season 30, and we have one man of the night. Fabi, your new PSGL Season 29 F2 champion on the PlayStation. Have a good evening, and goodbye.